The topic is expert leadership, and the conference is about agile practices. So my intention is to start with self-organization. What you can see is a flash mob done by musicians in a metro in Copenhagen. That's kind of self-organization. I mean, they went to the metro station and then just start playing in the metro station, then in a metro line. The thing is that the same kind of self-organization we would like to have in our teams in the world. The thing we are forgotten is that actually those people, they know how to play already, they know how to play solo, but they need to train somehow how to play together. To do that, they use the teachers, they use other people like this guy. And they start very early. The metaphor for this is that many people now starting their IT careers are like those kids. They already know the notes, they know how to read them, they know how to play more or less, but they need to learn how to play together. They have a teacher. They have a leader who is there during the concert, who is there during the exercises. Do we need the leaders also in the world of IT? Do we need the leaders for the young people coming to work with us in the companies? If yes, who should be those leaders? How can we get this kind of guys in our companies? Is it worth? And that's the topic of this 15 minutes talk. Question, do we need leaders? Now you will see an example of a team which is combined only from the young people. I have 3 such kind of examples. I will show you only one. I chose the most dramatic one to feel this pressure in the cinema. You can see, observe the dynamics of the trend lines of the most basic measurements you have in the team. Velocity performance is story points per hours. It's used for planning to help people plan better. And accuracy, how good they are in forecasting the work done in percent. Those 2 things are most important for us today. You can see that we would like to have something between 80 to 100% of trusted planning, so that we actually aiming in the thing which we planned. You see the results. The same bad results, let's say bad results, I mean the reality is about velocity which is going down. I have observed this many times with the teams without true leaders. Combined from young people. Now, on the contrary, I will show you 2 examples of the also young teams with leaders. I chosen 2 intentionally because they differ a little bit in this accuracy metric. You can see the dynamics of the team of the change is a little bit different. So why do I claim that actually that's better? There will be 3 or 4 things that I would like to show you. First one is the way they can forecast their work. As you can see, this line of 80 to 100%, we are aiming there after some time. The second thing is the change of velocity. They grow from the very beginning, and the dynamic is different. We'll talk about it later. And the third thing is actually that they are stable at some time. Why that's important? Well, ladies and gentlemen, principle number 8 in Agile Manifesto about we want to have teams to work in a stable way, to make them to create an environment for them to forecast well. All of these examples are with good leaders. Who is the good leader then? Well, we heard today, even Beata mentioned it, that people may have charisma, they may lead meetings in a very different way. They may lead people in their own way, but they all know the styles of leadership. They all need to know what kind of style is needed for their group. If they should be more learning, if they already should go more into motivation, if they are already on the level of empowering the people, so that self-organization is already there. So types are very different, but they all know how to do that. Why? Because they learn, because they train. And by training, I do not mean, okay, from today, you are the team leader, you are the manager, go and learn how to do that. No, I mean learning before doing that. So what is the trap of IT leadership? Well, we're doing copy-paste, everything, together with bad quality of what we are doing. Toyota had a really big problem with their production when they started opening factories in different countries. So there was a time pressure to have new people as leaders, as managers. And they were not able to sustain the same culture, to keep the same culture in all places. They didn't have time to teach people. That's why the quality of their products gone so bad. Guess what? The biggest problems came up when they introduced software into their accelerations. Before, when there was only mechanics, that was better. So, our examples of the two teams. The situation was very close for both of them. Those are both product teams. They work on the defined product. The major stakeholders were within a company before they have customers outside. The product owner was not on the same place of work, so in different city. And they were all combined from young people inside. I already showed you the difference in the dynamics between the teams without leaders. Those are with leaders, but there is a little bit difference at the beginning. I will tell you what's the difference. One of those teams have a formal leader, another one informal. Who do you think, which team has a formal leader? The second one, why? I heard the second one.
The second one, because the formal leader takes away some of the responsibility from the other team members, so you don't feel responsible for actually making things work.
Okay. Any other clues? When you are right, the second team is with a formal leader, but can we see it from just this metric? The accuracy is, again, if it's above 100%, it means that they, after sprint, delivered more than they forecast. My guess is that most probably is because if they have a formal leader, they're just a little bit more afraid of, putting things there. What can we do? If they are just left self-alone, self-organized, they are like hooray optimists. Let's do it, we can do it, and so on and so on. But the second team also had a leader, informal one. And I will just, in a second, tell you the difference between those leaders. We will start from the formal one. So there is a defined formal leader on a stage for people. The difference between the leadership trap from Toyota and this example is that this leader was really prepared. It took 1 year between he was told that, okay, from now on you will organize the team. First he was the part of this team, and after 1 year he became their manager. Also responsible for salaries. Now, the movie you see now is some result of their work. They were having some fun doing an app for some competition. Why I showed this to you? Because besides metrics I've shown previously, there is also different definition of a good team. And it is like this. When the team knows what is expected from it, they do what is expected, but they get satisfied with the results. When they get satisfied with the results, they are able to build a good atmosphere. That's the good atmosphere. If you see people doing stuff like that, they're happy with their product, they have fun, they are satisfied. So you see something which is called team spirit. On the top of team spirit, there is one thing more. When you have a good team spirit, you should expect from the team that they are able to sustain high level of enthusiasm, empowerment, and focus on the product. Here it is. It's still high, it's flat, they are able to forecast. Second example. without the formal leader, but with a Scrum Master. Young generations have this problem, let's say, of not feeling responsible just like that. So you need to create a collective responsibility inside the team. First thing. Second thing, you need to become a leader for them, and the leader for them is the person with the knowledge, somebody they can learn from. Scrum Master usually is not this kind of person. So in this case, extreme programming came with help. I won't go into details, I don't have time, but you have two or one session about extreme programming today. Join that, I think it will be good. On the left, you can see the primary practices. On the right, you can see additional practices. The blue ones are the ones which we didn't introduce in this team because we didn't have time, whatever. We just started from those you can see. The formal way of explaining extreme programming for me some time ago was that is the foundation of people having respect to each other, of communication, and so on and so on. And it is like this. Because if you introduce this kind of thinking about working on software, the quality is always better of the product you produce. If the quality is better, the product backlog needs to be better. You feel the need of a grooming, so the product owner is always also better for you. The communication between product owner and the team enhances and is much, much better. In a minute, you will also see the movie from this team. So shown just to explain that, hey, they didn't have a formal leader, it was informal one. They did extreme programming pretty well, and that they have the same results as the team with a formal leader. Now, extreme programming introduced in the team enhances the communication between them and product owner. They wanted to have a leader from which they can learn, who may be as a teacher for them, just like a conductor for the orchestra. The result in this team was that they didn't have this leader, and that they just were in the moment of forming the team. So they need to quickly pass the stage of a storming to be in a forming stage of developing the team. So usually in storming you have conflicts between people, and in this team they had conflicts between team and product owner. They just hated each other. Extreme programming changed that a lot because they knew what they can expect from each other. And it was enough to make them feel as a team, and enough to make them feel that they really do not need a formal leader. And that's the movie from one of the demo of the product they have done, one of the beginning. And the same. Results after some time are also flat, and you can think about the future. Additionally, question that might come to your mind. Okay, what can we do if we don't have a good leader, formal leader, when we don't have a good Scrum Master? Is there anything we can do with the technical leaders? Well, mob programming. Mob programming is practice a little bit more than pair programming. It's about people sitting all together working on the same code. It's about having a driver role and navigator role. Navigator is the person who stands between the, just like me today. You will be writing code, I would be a navigator, I will just tell you what you should write, you will be the creating a code altogether. If the navigator role would be taken by a person with the biggest knowledge, technical knowledge, we did it for learning people how to use Java. If that would be the leader, possibly you may have the same result. I don't have yet enough experience. Good luck for you to find these kind of leaders in your work that make people work all together and sync. Thank you very much.